Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Think Outside the Box Office. Christmas is here. This is it. This is the golden week of December. I think the golden week of the year, and we've got a banger for you guys. We got the 2003 Christmas holiday classic, Elf, right? Will Ferrell's maybe his starting vehicle before he just took off, like banging out all these comedies back in the day. I think this was it. That and Old School. So this really this holds a lot of heart right here for me, guys. This is a classic. We watch this every year. I don't know that I know a person that doesn't like it, but that may change because I hear Derek has an opinion on it, which which I kind of want to hear first. Derek, tell me what you think.
So on my initial viewing, mind you, I did watch this when it came out. So, uh, 2003, seen it way back in the day. I hated it, but I hated it for, I think, different reasons. So like, it's not a bad Christmas movie. It's just, I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan for first off, and two,
Fair
this
enough.
movie's so quotable that people wouldn't shut up about it. And they just kept quoting it all the time. And I think that's what kind of got under my skin for the most part. But watching it this time around, man, like I didn't mind it. I liked it. I didn't love it, but it still was a fine Christmas movie, especially for like kids and stuff. It was great. So I enjoyed it more this time around, but yeah, I did not like it when it first came out.
Understandable.
Yeah,
I respect those opinions for sure.
I definitely hear what you're saying. When someone like quotes a movie too much, then it gets a little bit old. And a lot of Will Ferrell's movies are like that. Like I like
Oh yeah.
Anchorman, but I hate talking to someone else who likes Anchorman. You know,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
That's a good way to
I
put that.
I actually love Will Ferrell. I think he's got a lot of range, a lot more than people give him credit for. I really like what's that movie, Stranger Than Fiction. Um, I like a lot of the stuff that Will Ferrell does. This is no exception. I love this movie. Like Chris said, I think most people really love this movie. There's a lot to like there. It's it's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of laughs. Um, this was before Will Ferrell was really in everybody's face. Like you said, Old School was just coming out right before this. I think the only other feature film he was like a lead in was Night at the Roxbury, which didn't really
Right.
take off.
yeah.
Um, Yeah, this one's really good. Me and my family love it a lot. Um, solid film.
Yeah, this is a holiday classic, and I think on majority people, I mean, it's probably top 5 or 10 holiday movies. You know what I mean? And I think this just was something different. Like this was about a dude who grew up with the elves, thinking he's an elf. Turns out he's human, obviously, right? And then he goes on a quest to find his parents. It's not, Home Alone, where we said it's like a movie that just kind of happens around the Christmas time. It's not, uh, no kids trying to catch a peek at Saint Nick, or like whatever. I thought this was something a little different, and I think that to me is the appeal to it. Um, but Will Ferrell just he plays it so well. You know what I mean? You come from this land of elves where they're jolly and happy all the time, and he just brought it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He's so full of energy and
so
he really
silly.
just embodied it.
Yeah,
And you
Yeah,
know,
very
um,
childlike when
yes,
when not really meaning to be, just because of like you said, it's like his environment. He just has to be like that kind of like this is just his mentality. Even though he's a full blown like 30-year-old human. Um, but like you said, this movie also has like a lot of heart, which is really good. It's it's like also not only about him trying to find his parents and trying to like, meet his family and things like that, but it's also like general message on like the spirit of Christmas, like how people don't believe as much
true.
anymore and stuff like that, and how they need the joy to come back so people will believe again. So that's kind of a cool little touch.
It is cool. Um,
definitely. Definitely a unique story, but inspired by Rudolph. I hear.
Yeah. I guess I don't want to say that saying it's like ripped off Rankin Bass would be kind of like an understatement, like because that's basically what it is. They saw Rudolph and was like, "I got an idea." Um,
Well, that's exactly
but
what happened.
I think the way they approached it though was with class and taste in the sense of like it wasn't like disrespectful or wasn't trying to be cheap or like um or crude in any way where it's gonna like, bring bad light and everything else. And I think they even got kind of sued for it at first. And I think they found a legal way out of it. But
There was definitely some legal I don't know about legal troubles, but they were definitely worried about the legality of the movie. Like there was lawyers at one point on set asking everybody, where'd you get the inspiration for this? Where did this come from? Uh, Late into filming, they started filming everything twice, like once with the green outfit that we see in the movie, and then they also had a blue outfit that they would put him in, because they
just in
thought it
case.
was like too close to Rudolph. And they're not shy about being inspired by Rankin Bass.
No.
Like
No.
Jon Favreau, the guy who wrote the movie, like they all definitely took inspiration. Like Buddy's supposed to be basically Rudolph in elf form. You know, he's kind of a misfit and then finds his purpose through his adventure,
Yeah, meets new friends, things like
Ev-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean everything from the costumes to like the whole like set when he's like running around outside of like the houses and stuff. I maybe even in the houses, like the way they're like tinkering with toys and they're just like lined up at tables, just like building. All of that like is like very, I mean, ripped right out of Rudolph, which I think
Yeah.
is really cool. You even got that talking snowman dude who just kind of
The
like
talking snowman guy is
slides
almost
around
a
or whatever.
spitting image. Yeah.
yeah.
The talking snowman dude's a spitting image of the actual like narrator slash singer for Rudolph. So, because I think he
Yeah,
busts out a guitar and Rudolph and starts singing. So like it's cool to see that he like literally makes like a would be cameo whether it's him or not. But
it's funny
the whole
I was gonna say it's funny that this is all ripped from Rudolph, and Rudolph is the one thing that does not like make an appearance in this. Although I
yeah
did notice this the scene in Central Park, I thought I counted 9 reindeer, which would have put Rudolph at the front, right? And then Dasher,
Yeah.
Dancer, Prancer, whatever those guys. But like there was no glowing red nose, no one made like a show of it. But I thought I like counted and I was like, oh, maybe he is there. I don't know. Like, but
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't count.
yeah, I don't know. I was being like meticulous about it. I was like, well, I'm gonna find out here.
Yeah.
maybe Elf 2 was gonna be him finding Rudolph with Santa or something.
What in the Rudolph movie, there's that little outcast elf that like
Wants
is
to
like,
be a
I want to be a
dentist.
dentist. What is
Yeah,
his
yeah.
name? What
Uh
is his name in that movie? Is it Buddy? It's
no,
not
it's
Buddy.
not.
No,
It's
it's not
not.
Buddy. It's
Okay, I'd maybe know it if I heard it, but yeah,
Yeah,
oh
I'm
man,
hoping
yeah.
not.
I used to know it by heart because I used to give the
Okay.
dude a lot of grief.
um,
Yeah, I don't remember.
yeah. And I don't.
Dentist.
I thought that was really cool. To tie kind of some of that into the Rankin Bass stuff, I had literally no problem with it. Like my first time seeing it, I was like, I knew what it was instantly. I thought that was super cool. Like if you're making what you want to be a holiday classic, have it tie into another holiday classic. I don't know. Like,
Definitely.
seemed like a good idea to me.
Yeah, it was good. It was
Derek,
awesome to see.
you mentioned Elf 2, Derek. I guess they've tried to throw lots of money at Will Ferrell to do an Elf 2, and I've seen a couple conflicting reports of why he didn't want to. One thing said that he just thought the original was good enough on its own and it didn't need a sequel, and he didn't want to tarnish the good name of the original. And
He's
then
not wrong.
Yeah,
uh,
that's a smart approach.
James Caan, the guy that plays his dad, mentioned that he didn't get along with the director Jon Favreau. Like Will Ferrell and Jon Favreau didn't get along, so maybe that's
I
the
think
reason.
I think Farrell wanted more adult humor or like more like adultish humor, and Fabro wanted to keep it more like family friendly. Because I think while noticing this, there was not a lot of adult humor. I think it is
No.
rated just PG, not PG-13. So, but
Well,
usually I think we've talked about this. A lot of these family movies or kids movies will throw some lines that kind of go over the kids' heads, but adults are like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I caught that." And I don't think this had many, if any. Um,
It had a couple. I'll try to remember what they were as we go along. I
okay,
can't
as we
remember
go
off the
along.
top of my head, but
Okay.
I remember hearing a couple and being like, oh, because I was watching with my daughters, and I was like, yeah, that definitely went right over their head. But
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
innocent
right,
enough
right.
to go over the
well,
youngins.
we were watching Jim Carrey's Grinch this week as well, and there at one point, like the Grinch is like looking in through the window. I think it's when he's a kid, and all the Who's are having like a key party. Oh, it's when he's a baby and he floats in. All the adults are like chasing each other around the party, and they're all dropping their keys in a bowl. So they're
Oh
like
yeah,
having like a key, like a swingers key party kind of thing.
yeah.
And I never noticed that as a kid at all.
Well, I even always thought in The Grinch when he lands on the doorstep and the guy opens it or whatever, he's like, "Honey, there's a baby." He's like, "It looks just like your boss."
Yeah,
Was
exactly.
he
Yeah,
was he implying like an affair?
yeah. Oh,
Right?
100%.
Yeah. So like even as a kid though, I was like, why does this line seem weird? Like,
Yeah,
how come anytime he says this line, the adults in the room kind of like, huh, you know,
chuckle.
they're
Right.
like, so I'm
Yeah.
missing something. So I was like, okay. But yeah, I don't know. So this was a couple years after Jim Carrey's Grinch. This is 2003, directed by Jon Favreau, who he did that Zathura, that kind of like Jumanji board game, real life
Sequel,
happening
yeah.
shit. I think he did that after this movie, and then he did some stuff. He went on to do Iron Man 1 and 2, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Kickstarted the Marvel universe as it is. He's got his hands on The Mandalorian. He's got, I think, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out this year. He did Jungle Book. He did live action Lion King. This guy's busy, and this guy, I think, knows what he's doing. Um, I really,
I'd say
I
this
really
probably
like a lot of his.
kickstarted his career too.
Yeah, for sure. 'Cause
He'd
I
only
think
made
he was in
one
like,
movie before this.
what was it?
Made, I think it was called.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
he did
yeah, I
Made
know what you're
before
talking
he did,
It was him and Vince Vaughn,
Vince
and
Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn was actually the one who suggested he direct this. Like they were taking meetings trying to find directors, and they were hanging out around where Old School was being filmed at the time, and that's because Will Ferrell was in Old School, obviously. So then they
With
talked
Vince
to
Vaughn,
Vince
yeah.
Vaughn, and Vince Vaughn said, "Hey, you should check out John Favreau. He directed this other movie I was in, and the rest is history." Uh, and Old School actually almost changed this whole movie. Like it came out right before Elf was supposed to come out, and the studio kind of panicked because it was such a different kind of comedy, and Will Ferrell was kind of blowing up because of it. That they almost wanted to switch it from being like a family friendly like Christmas movie to being more of like a typical like adult style comedy. Uh,
yeah,
but I think with the footage that they filmed, they really couldn't turn it into that though. So it ended up.
no, I think yeah, Bob Shea and the guys at New Line Cinema, which is who they were going through, kind of wanted to change it and start pushing it in that direction, but they couldn't because even within, I think it was the first 13 days of shooting that they shot all their New York City stuff and that was already done.
Mhm.
And so they had to kind of work with what they had and edit what they had because they didn't know if they were even be able to go back to New York City to film again. Like it was
Right.
that hectic and how much of a problem. And so I think I I think everybody who was working on the project was like, this is John's vision. We want to keep it this way. The studios were trying to go the other way. And then I don't remember what happened necessarily to make them just go with John's vision, but ultimately that's what we got. So, I mean, it worked out well.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
test screenings. I think they had a test screening of Favreau's version, and I think it tested really well. And then they were like, "All right, Buck,
Yeah,
we'll
we
let him
got
have
to.
his vision."
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
mentioned
it paid off. It paid off.
definitely.
Absolutely.
You mentioned the New York stuff. A lot of that stuff was filmed like guerrilla style, right? Where they're just like running around and like
Yeah. Down the
filming Will Ferrell
streets.
doing stuff in New York. Like
Yeah.
there's that moment where he runs up on the guy in the red, like
Yeah.
the red jumpsuit, and he kind of looks at him and
Santa.
he's like
Yeah.
surprised. Like that guy had no idea what was going on. Where he
Yeah.
accuses him of being Santa.
That was
Uh,
authentic. I think him going in and out of the doors was authentic. Taking the pamphlets from those guys
yeah,
repeatedly was like
That was funny.
authentic.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
they
that's
had to get as much as they could filming. I think their last shooting days in New York was I think the finale where they're in Central Park.
right on, man. Yeah, it's a fun film. It like starting off the movie, I think I know it has Bob Newhart, who plays the
Papa Elf.
adopted Papa Elf, right? And I know him from Big Bang Theory. He was, I think Professor Proton was his name. Like he was like a kind of a Bill Nye character in the show. Had like a science show that Sheldon used to watch or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, this guy.
Right.
I think he's kind of
Interesting.
narrating the intro to the movie. We see, I think the elf's name is Ming Ming, which is, I think, Peter Billingsley from A Christmas Story, right? With the "You'll shoot your eye out, Ralphie" or whatever. I think he plays the
Yeah,
elf that's
Ralphie.
like,
Yeah.
he's like the head elf there or whatever that is like
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that
making the toy lines.
calls Buddy special.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like special talents, But we start off and then Santa is delivering presents at an orphanage, and Will Ferrell as a baby has been put into this crib. He sees this. Santa puts a sack down. He sees a teddy bear there, and like any baby, he gets enticed by it, crawls into the sack. Must have been Santa's last stop because he goes right to the North Pole. Like, there's no way he was digging around in that sack or later on and didn't find a baby. You know what I mean?
That's
so he gets to the North Pole. Baby comes out, and he's like, "What in Sam Hill is that?"
Right.
And
so
no, go on, Tyler.
So why didn't he bring him back to the orphanage? Like,
I wondered that too.
Yeah, I could never understand. It's like, well, you brought him up here. Just use your magic to take him back. Like,
we'll just keep
should
him.
be that difficult. Yeah,
I think even the narration was like, well, and it was too late to take him back, so he did what he had to do or something. And I was like, it's not too late to take him back. Just run him by there, right?
There's like an Amber Alert.
For real. This orphanage probably shut down because they lost a baby and can't prove where the hell it went. Like, he probably
he's
did more harm
basically
than
a
good.
child trafficker,
Right.
Yeah, kidnapped a kid.
For real. I kind of wanted that too.
Stockholm syndrome
didn't make sense to me. But
well, I love in the beginning when he's narrating the story. Before he gets into it, he kind of goes into the 3 types of elves that there are,
right?
Which is really cool. I can't remember the first elves.
Cobblers.
It's the gobblers. Yeah, the ones
cobblers.
Who have to,
they make shoes while the cobbler's sleeping.
Yeah, they go in and they finish up the shoes when they're sleeping, right. And then the next one's the tree elves,
the Keebler elves.
Yeah, the Keebler elves who basically set their tree houses on fire, during the dry seasons, which was, I thought, a funny little touch.
I thought that was
and
hilarious.
then it's the what do they call it? The
Big Show.
The Big Show elves, where they work for Santa and they build toys in his workshop. So I thought that was a cool little thing.
They used to have gnomes, right? But the gnomes drank
Gnomes
too
would get
much.
drunk, yeah, and then the trolls would.
Trolls were too stupid or unintelligent.
I think they were too busy, like peeing themselves and making a mess. I think that was kind of the gist. They're like babies, basically.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. See, I actually forgot about that when I watched this movie. Like, I just watched it like last year, but I was like, I don't remember this this part about the elves and the trolls and stuff. So it seemed new to me. I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah,
I just didn't remember.
That was a nice spin on like the whole fantasy touch. Kind of expand on it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Same here. Yeah, the Keebler elf bit I thought was hilarious.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, that was funny. And then so Papa Elf decides he's going to raise. Oh, they call him Buddy, right? Because of the brand
his diaper.
Yeah,
they pull a Marty McFly. Yeah, and
that's right.
They start calling him by the name on the underwear.
On his underwear.
Yep.
And Buddy's kind of like could be an elf name. I mean, you had one named Ming Ming. Like Buddy, like that's not like a. Like we said, we can't remember that one. That dentist nerd from Rudolph movie, whatever his name was, but like
it's like Cornelius or something. Yeah, something weird.
And we see Buddy grow, and I think the montage of him getting older is like super hilarious. The kid as a maybe a 2 or 3 year old sitting on Papa Elf's lap is already bigger than him. He's on that bike pedaling, and he's got Papa Elf, and he's like, "Not too fast, buddy," and he's just tearing through the workshop. I thought that was really hilarious. Will Ferrell, I think, is in the classroom at one point, and they're reciting that
the 3
little elf.
Yeah,
it's
like
whatever
elf codex. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I thought that was super funny.
Yeah.
All of the forced perspective stuff where he's so big and they're so small, all that stuff was great.
Yeah,
It's
very,
a
Lord of the Rings,
I'll- Dude, I was just
which
about to
was
say
also
that. Very
being
Lord of the
done
Rings.
by the same company, by, New Line, so, I don't know, maybe they picked up some tricks of the trade from old Peter
Right. Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah, that's crazy to think that like Will Ferrell would be like several feet in front of an actor, right, to
Mhm.
get like this like size and stuff. So think when he like turns to talk to them or look at them, it's nothing, you know. And then the
Well,
way the camera's shot, it just kind of I
yeah,
don't know. Like I thought some of that was cool.
when they're doing that trike scene, it's basically like he's riding the tricycle and then there's like a kid's hands up over his shoulders and
Yeah,
then Papa Elf is sitting further back on a rig. So it looks like it's Papa Elf's head over the side with the kid's hands. Yeah, like all that stuff is
it's
really, really
genius.
well done. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really cool.
that's like literally like the magic of filmmaking right there. You know what I mean? And I think that kind of goes along with the director John Favreau said he wanted to like do everything as practical as possible, very little CGI. Even the Elf North Pole stuff, what I think was like a huge sound stage, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Which I thought was really cool. Like that doing
They
it
had to
on a
fight the
budget.
studio on a lot of that stuff. Like especially
Yeah.
the forced perspective stuff. They would have to come in, they'd have a crew come in overnight and kind of set up the shots because the studio was so worried about being able to pull it off. They wanted to do like CGI stuff. So they had to work extra hard to make sure that they could get the that forced perspective stuff.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
Um
looks
worked really
awesome.
well. Yeah.
and there's a few shots where you can tell like they use like a kid stand in or something. Like one shot in particular is when and I know I'm kind of going forward a little bit, where Buddy, when he finds out he's human and he gets that like woozy feeling,
Mhm.
right? He falls down, falls down on that one elf, and then you just see his arms and legs under him,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Buddy,"
Yeah, yeah.
like you can clearly tell that's like a kid, like
Yeah.
under him, whatever. But it works. It
Yeah.
works,
100%.
and even in Lord of the Rings, I think you can kind of tell where there's shots where if the hobbits or like kid stand-ins or something, you know what I mean? So if you're watching, paying attention, you can catch it, but I don't think it hinders the film at all.
No.
Yeah.
Um, but
I tell you what, though, like with him being as giant as he is, I'm surprised that set isn't more wrecked, dude. Like if I was his size and I was having to walk around on a set like that, I'd be bumbling into everything. I'd be
Yeah.
like King Kong just tearing stuff down and by accident.
King Kong.
Like it just be accidental for me, accident prone city. So
I like how they even have like they don't even like adjust stuff for him. Like he has to adjust
he has
for
to
like
adjust to them. Yeah.
all the little tiny stuff. Like when Papa Elf takes him into that room to like show him the sleigh, he like he has to get so low through that door. And when he's like building that etch a sketch, he's got that hammer and just lightly trying to like pound in the like things while his like Ming Ming's like looking over his shoulder, you know? Like
The shower
Yeah.
was good. Where he's like
he's
splashing
like
the water up on himself.
like sleeping on the bed and he's like got like limbs hanging off everywhere.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
he had like 2 beds.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, he might have
Two
had two
beds
beds.
together, just even try to like hold him and it's still not big enough. Yeah.
Yeah, very funny. I thought they're like Derek said, there's a lot of charm to this, and I think just a lot of just maybe comedic situations that you didn't think about, or like we were just talking about a lot of that stuff. I wouldn't think about that stuff.
Well, the elf's whole job is like building stuff. They couldn't build him a new bed.
Dude, right?
Yeah, he couldn't
Like,
build himself a bed at his age. He's pretty crafty, so
yeah, he built like a rocking horse out of like a TV stand later in the movie. He couldn't just like whip together like a giant queen size bed for himself or something.
dude,
Yeah.
for real, yeah.
Also, are all the elves working in that one shop? Is that all the elves? Like, because there's only like, I don't know,
15,
30
20.
maybe?
Yeah.
Well, they got the whole year.
Yeah, I
Well, I guess that's
guess.
fair.
No, there's
I
no way
guess
they
it,
can.
I
There's
guess
no
I'm
way
just
they
used
can.
to watching, like we watched Fred Claus not a few weeks ago, and Santa there has like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of elves. And the Santa Claus movie, Tim Allen, has hundreds and hundreds of elves. So it was just weird seeing that, like, and I know we really only kind of get just a workshop in this movie, but I was like, dude, there's like 30 elves in that whole thing. And I know, I guess if your quota is like 1,000 etch a sketches a day, right? Because he was only 915 behind.
Right.
then
Yeah.
you know, I guess, but it just seems a little unbelievable to me.
I think they need to automate some of that stuff, you know?
Well,
If they
yeah.
want
Well, hell,
1,000 a day, they could
yeah,
definitely build a machine.
For
even in
real.
Tim Allen's, there's like some automation in his like North Pole. So yeah, there's no reason why they can't.
Yeah, spend 1 year and have some of the elves build some machinery instead of toys.
For
But I
real.
mean, but then again, it is like the Rankin Bass style North Pole where it's
True.
just very basic. It's just, a
Yeah,
bunch
it
of
was
like
definitely a
hut,
stylistic choice.
yeah.
They're like
I'm
they're
sure there's other
tinkers in
rooms in the
filmmaking.
factory, you know?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure there's another building or something he can go
There's
to.
probably 100,000 elves working there.
What?
We just saw
But
the one
why did
department.
they?
We saw the Etch-a-Sketch department.
Yeah, that was it the whole time. That. So why did they wait so long to tell him, or why did they wait so long to like kind of like get him, usher him out the door? They waited until he's like 30 to do this. They couldn't have done it when he was a little, I don't know, more age appropriate, not so far as an adult.
Yeah, they could have started telling him a little bit when he was like a kid, like, you know, buddy, you're a little bit
Yeah,
different than everyone else, but that's
Right.
yeah, like
okay.
Yeah.
Your differences is, your strength is in your differences. So,
Yeah. You might have
something.
noticed
right.
now that at 10 years old, you're taller than everyone else here, but that's okay. You're special. You get to change the light bulbs twice a year. So that's a bonus.
Yeah, I think they definitely could have found more like niche jobs for him to do. He's the only tall person in the whole building, you know. We need stuff off the high shelves. We need light bulbs changed. He could have done more, clean the
For sure.
gutters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were
So
like, well, in
yeah,
six
that's
months you
fun.
can go change the batteries in the next smoke detector, and he's just like, all right, job security, like,
Yeah,
Job security.
I think he'd probably be actually more of an asset than anything.
yeah,
Oh, for
dude being
sure.
able to be used more of a tool. Yeah, put him on the maintenance team, man. Like, have him
Yeah,
do
exactly.
something. Yeah,
That's funny. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they could have utilized his strengths more, for sure. Um, but he does find out he's human, right? He overhears like work gossip going on, like in the corner.
Yeah,
And I love
around the
that
water cooler.
he's like looking from like over the rafters, like at him. It's not even like ear to the wall. He's just literally just looking over at them, and they're just like, hey, that was pretty clever coming up with that special comment or like whatever. And he's like, God, but he's killing me. If he hasn't figured out he's human by now, he never will.
Right.
And I think that's where he, gets all like woozy or whatever,
Woozy.
and like
Falls
face
over.
plants that kid.
Mhm.
So then he decides to set off to New York, and I love the like starting journey where he walks past the like claymation like pigeon and like animals, just like hops on this like sheet of ice, and it just like goes. You know what I mean? Like he just like starts going,
The
and
yeah.
narwhal.
His raft.
yeah,
Yeah,
the narwhal I forgot about too. There was no narwhal in the Rudolph one, right? Like that was just
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so.
That
okay.
was John Favreau that did that voice. The "Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad."
Nice.
And my daughter wanted me to mention that Mr. Narwhal is nice. We were
He
watching
was
the
Mr.
nice.
movie.
Narwhal's nice.
She's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, make sure you mention that he's nice." So
He was very polite. He didn't have to say
yeah,
bye to Buddy. He showed up just to see him go.
right.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
that was pretty
if that's
nice.
not a nice guy.
No.
I mean, you're only in a whole land of nice people, unless those people are work gossiping about you. They're kind of mean, but
Yeah,
everyone else checks.
Well, I was
Uh,
gonna like I was almost half expected to see like the Yeti or whatever from Rudolph to be waving or something too. Like it was a fun little send off, even with like the little critters and stuff. But
isn't like a big like rugged mountain man looking dude in the Rudolph movie too?
yeah, the Explorer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, what if we saw him in the background, like, hey, buddy?
yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd
Did
be
you
cool.
notice? Did you notice the ice that when he like arrives is no longer big? It's like the size of like a doormat.
Yeah. On the
He like
journey,
Not
it
rolls up
shrunk
to
in
like
size.
shore. Yeah, and it's like about the size of a manhole cover.
I did not notice that actually.
It's like
Uh,
it melted enough to get him there.
so what?
It's like Jack Sparrow coming in on the boat that's sinking.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
classic scene. So what? He like takes a sheet of ice to Canada and then just like treks through the wilderness to New York City. Like he doesn't have to go through border protection or anything. He just like waltzes right into New York City through the whatever that tunnel is, that long tunnel that
The
he's
Lincoln
The
Tunnel.
Lincoln
No.
is it
Tunnel?
a Lincoln
Yeah,
Tunnel?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like him going through all of like the North Pole fantasy lands, like
Oh, the
the King of
7
Camp
layers
Forest and all that
of
stuff. Yeah. He like goes through all
TNK
that, and then
hell
all
or
of a
whatever.
sudden it just cuts straight to he's like, and then I went through the Lincoln, the Lincoln Tunnel
That's
or
right.
whatever,
You're
and
right.
then that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's in New York City. So
Uh, also, okay, so I had a question real fast. So, like, he tells, like, Papa Elf tells him, like, hey, you might have known you're human. Your dad is, I think the guy's name is Walter Hobbs, played by James Caan. He doesn't even know you exist. The mom, I think her name was Susan something, uh, put you up
Susan
for
Wells.
adoption. Susan Wells, you're right. How does he have a picture? Was the picture with the baby the whole time, and then like Papa Elf held on to it, and then gave it to Buddy to go on his travels? Like, how did he have the picture?
So
Maybe saying, oh, go ahead, Derek.
I was gonna say since the orphanage, like maybe he has some of the baby had it somehow, like
That
in his
was
in
my
his midst.
only.
I was
But
gonna say maybe next year when Santa went to the orphanage, not returning Buddy, he picked up the picture instead.
He just knew. He was like, "This must be the parents of
yeah,
that baby."
This is the orphanage where I stole that baby. I better, instead of bringing the baby back, I better get a picture of his parents.
I better take the last shred of evidence of this baby and we'll
That's
just
it.
erase him from existence. So
That's it. He's
he's
trying to
covering up his
destroy the
tracks.
evidence of his kidnapping.
Yeah.
oh wow, yeah.
Okay.
He's just like nobody's gonna notice. Don't worry about it.
And what, his dad works at the Empire State Building? Is that right?
Yeah.
Was that? And
Yeah,
he's
he works in an office building there in the building.
in and
yeah.
off. That's right. Okay. And
Yeah, there's a children's book publisher in the Empire State Building.
Yeah. Well, God, there's a billion floors as he hits every button on the side of that panel.
yeah,
So
that's pretty wild. That
If
would
you
suck.
were in like children's book publishing, would you hire this guy to be anything at your children's book publisher? Like, he seems like such a grumpy guy to be working in children's books.
I got the impression maybe he didn't used to be, but they never explicitly say like, "Remember when you were nice and now you've just grown into making money." I was maybe just thinking positive about it, but
Yeah.
like it is that. Well, think of his boss, the bigger guy who's like, "I flew in just to hear this pitch."
Yeah.
He's all about money. I assume he would probably hire people that have the same like mind. Like, we need a hit. I don't give a shit about the themes as long as this book sells and you're making us money, we're okay.
Yeah, at
whether or
least
not it's
Kyle
you're in
Gass
it
and
for the
Andy
children.
Richter, at least they were a little whimsical. They seem
Yeah.
like a
Two
little
top
They
writers.
seem like
Yeah.
happy guys.
Yeah, for sure.
well,
I love
think-
Kyle Gass's pitch when he's
Yeah.
like, there's an asparagus and he's self-conscious about his pee smelling. And he's like, what do you think? I thought that was hilarious.
That was good.
yeah, that was really
Uh,
good. I
But yeah,
think
Walter.
James
go on, Derek.
Caan, I think at one point he was like, all for like kids books and he was like Christmas, gung ho Christmas, because it makes it sound like he just lost his Christmas spirit, kind of like became like a Scrooge maybe, and kind of
Maybe
lost
you're
sight of like, what he was doing for the kids and everything else. But he is like, obviously James Caan plays him perfectly, like just this curmudgeon the entire time.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not even. It sounds like he's even like that way at home too, based on what
Yeah.
the kid says.
yeah, he does. He's kind of, workaholic is, I don't know, a stretch, just absent.
Might be the
just,
right
I don't
word.
know.
Well, he's kind of bad at his job if he's a workaholic.
I was
He
gonna
left
say,
those
like,
2
he's not very
pages out of
good
the
at it
book.
either. So he's not like he's making loads of money. He sounds like he's about to lose it.
I think he's
It's like what he
depressed.
tells his wife. Yeah.
Well,
Maybe he
even
needs
like
therapy.
even so like the book mishap, he's like, the guy's like, we need a reprint. We're missing 2 pages. You weren't missing 2 pages. They were there in blank. There's a whole different, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like a kid, went from 5 to 7 of colorful pages, and like whatever. Like, those were just blank. Like,
Right.
he's like, well, what kid's gonna care or notice? Yeah, dude, that's super noticeable. That's not
And the
like
kids don't read the book. The parents read the book.
Yeah.
for real. I was like, this guy's, like you said, not great at his job here. You know what I mean? And but he Buddy shows up as he goes to he meets the blonde secretary, right? And she's like, "Oh my God, you're a Christmas Graham, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
skipped the elevator, man. That would piss me off so much if some guy
Oh,
got
for
in the
sure.
elevator and pushed every button.
He gets on the elevator. He's kind of freaking out because he doesn't know how to use one, right? He's like kind of like he's apprehensive about a lot of stuff he does for the first time. He's just like kind of takes his time and kind of like, pushes himself through to do it. But yeah, hitting all those lights would piss me off. He gets to the floor he's supposed to get off at. He gets off. Yeah, that's when he goes into the secretary and she thinks that he's a Christmas Graham.
Christmas Graham.
Yeah, so she's like, "Oh yeah, just go ahead, go in there and do your singing bit to him." And
Sing your song.
so he's like, "Okay, yeah, go ahead, just sing or whatever." And he's just like, "Sing," and he's like, "Yeah, aren't you gonna sing? Or can I go back to work? Or what can I do?"
Let's get this over
And
with.
yeah, let's get this over with. And he's just like, okay, and starts singing about him and like meeting his dad for the first time, and very awkward and weird moment, but
James Caan
He's like-
reaction to that was perfect too, where he's like, kind of weird. Usually they just put my name in Jingle Bells.
yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah. He's gonna take it back. He just doesn't even know how to like respond to. He's just like, "Oh, that's an experience. All right, okay."
For real. Yeah.
But then and then Buddy, I think
that was
just
good.
kind of keeps laying it on, and then they have to they have to call security.
Well, he mentions his mom's name, which was
Susan Wells.
Susan Wells,
Yeah.
and
Why
then
did you say that name?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
yeah, got close to it.
Yeah. He tosses him out, and then the security guys are like, "Yeah, why don't you go back to Gimbals or whatever?"
Right.
And Gimbals just so happens to be catty corner across the intersection there.
Right across the
And
street.
Gimbals to me looked like the store in Home Alone 2, right? The big toy store that he kind of like goes to, whatever, and I can't remember the name of it in Toy Story or Home
FAO
Alone. Did I say
Schwartz?
Toy Story 2? I meant
No, you said Home
Alone
Alone.
2.
Home Alone.
Okay.
Home Alone 2. not
FAO
Toy Story.
Schwartz?
Maybe, yeah. But it's
That's like the huge
big.
toy store in New York. I've actually been there. I've been to New York when I was like
Okay.
8.
okay. Yeah,
It's
I don't know
fucking
the name of
awesome.
Rabbit.
It's like multiple floors. And when I was there, sorry to get a little off track. When I was there, it was like Pokemon was big. So there was like a whole
that'd be
floor
cool.
that was just like dedicated to Pokemon. I was in heaven, dude. It was amazing. I actually
think
went to
it was,
the Empire State Building when I was there. Like,
Did you go in?
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you go up?
That's cool.
Like to the top?
so we went with my stepmom is a teacher and she was there for a teaching conference. So during the day, me and my dad would just explore. And
That's
we
wild.
went to a museum, and afterwards we got on the wrong subway or something. We got basically misrouted, and we're standing on the street. We're like kind of lost, trying to figure out how to get back to our hotel. And my dad looks up and goes, "This is the Empire State Building." So like we just happened to end up there, and then my stepmom was kind of mad because she thought we were like going without her. But
Oh,
so we ended up going back with her, and then we had to like wait in line and go up the elevator and stuff. It's pretty sweet.
That's pretty
cool.
rad, dude.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's one of my favorite
yeah.
vacations.
Way to rub that in my never been to New York face. So thanks.
Never been
That feels
either,
good.
but it's okay.
I feel like I heard
Yeah,
FAO.
no.
I feel like I heard FAO Schwartz closed, but I could be wrong about that.
I think it
See, I
did
don't even-
too.
I didn't know it was even real. I thought it was just
yeah.
like made up for the movie.
There's
Between
still
that,
like
I
a
think there was
toy company.
they were a huge, like, I think they were like one of the like founding family members or whatever of like New York City at the time. Like when New York City was building and getting bigger as they were growing, they were like them and Macy's kind of were like on the same kind of gig where they both kind of like started there, grew, blew up. Yeah, I don't think it's there anymore. I don't know if it got turned into something or like demolished and rebuilt into something, but my younger brother who has been, he's got pictures of it. And it was cool. It looked
That's
really
pretty rad,
awesome on
dude.
the inside.
If you go to
Um,
like Target now and go to the toy section, there's FAO Schwartz like branded toys that you can
Yeah.
get.
The I was gonna say I think they're the only other thing that rivaled it out there. I think there was a Toys R Us that my brother also went to and has pictures of, and it was basically like a multi-level like Toys R Us, just like that toy
Oh
store.
man, dude.
And those two were like the two biggest like shopping places during the Christmas time.
Toys R Us
It,
was like just every time I went to Toys R Us, I was like, oh my god, like
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
ever want to
for
leave.
real. So would you say Gimbals is kind of like a Macy's or something to that degree, just like a giant department store? Because we don't see anything of it besides like the Christmas section, like the North
Right.
North
Pole or
Pole.
whatever.
Uh,
Um,
that's probably a pretty accurate description, I think. Like just based on
Yeah.
what we saw.
okay. So first off, Buddy the Elf just is randomly standing like in an entryway, and Mr. I guess the general manager of like the North Pole like whips around. He's like, "Hey man, what are you doing? What are you doing?" Comes up and gets him, and he's like, looking at the buy
The
yourself
lingerie.
something nice. Yeah, the lingerie for like buy something for a loved one.
He's
And he's
like, you
kind of
can't
like
shop on
trying to think
break.
about it. Yeah, and he's like, you do this on your break. You don't do this right now. Come on, what are you doing? Looking at that elf and then taking him to past all the other elves, I would have looked at this dude and be like, okay, you definitely don't work here because like
I
you're
thought
just a
that
little
too.
too nice. Yeah, like
Yeah, his
your costume
costume's
is way
too.
it's way too perfect for The only other person who had like a good enough costume was probably Zoe Deschanel. Like her costume was
It was pretty
kind of
good.
probably on par with his. Where like you believe they'd be wearing this.
For sure.
Everybody else had like scrubs and shit on.
Yeah.
Ye- Go on, Tyler.
So you talk about the lingerie. Apparently, the guy who wrote who wrote the story of Elf worked at a lingerie factory at one point. So I'm assuming that's why that made it
Yeah,
into the movie.
that's what I read too.
I thought that was pretty funny. It says like for a loved one, and then he ends up getting that for like his dad. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good.
Because it easily could
Yeah.
have just been something he's looking at, and like as an audience member, you're like, oh, he doesn't know what it is. It's funny, but it's also like, okay, did you steal that? Like you don't have money to pay for that. Like you clearly must have like
Right.
stole that
Yeah,
and put it in a box for his dad or whatever. But I thought that bit was hilarious.
Yeah. The guy that comes and gets him, his part was like the manager at the toy store. He was originally supposed to be Wanda Sykes. If you
yeah,
look at his name tag in the movie, it says Wanda.
yeah. It says Wanda. Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed that, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's his last name. And then I kind of find out it was because they were gonna have her, but they didn't get her, so they
I
just kept it in as a gag.
I didn't notice it during filming. I think I read about it and I was like, oh, all right, cool. I do like that actor though. He's
He did great. I think Wanda Sykes also would have been good, but I do think he nailed it.
Yeah, he did
yeah,
it perfect.
he was cool. And
Yeah, he did it
well, like
perfect.
Derek said, like one, you don't even recognize that Buddy isn't even part of your crew, but the fact that you keep going to him and like giving him the store rundown, like this is too good. I think we have a professional, whatever. And like,
Yeah.
like I was like, is this guy really that oblivious about who is working for him? Like, oh my
Yeah, are
gosh, like
you checking the payroll and like you
for real,
realize he's
yeah,
not getting a paycheck?
Yeah, really. Do a head
um,
count, like something.
yeah, for real. I
Roll
was like,
call.
huh, I was like kind of oblivious here, but yeah, Zooey Deschanel, her character's name is Jovi, which
Joby.
not really an attractive name, but whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd name, but
It is an odd name. She works there. It's basically a paycheck to her. She really didn't have any like
Didn't
ambition or
care
like
at all.
spirit working there. I really don't think you find out much about her as the movie goes on either. But she works there, and first glance, Will Ferrell is like, that's the one for me, right? Like that's
Smitten.
yeah, he's smitten. There we go. He's like, I got my eye on her, and
yeah.
I forgot how their first interaction goes.
She was
She's
decorating the tree.
the tree, yeah. And
That's right.
he's like marveling at her, oogling
He's like,
her
you're
really,
decorating the
and
hell
then
out of
like
that tree.
yeah, she's like, "Can I help you?" And he's just
You
like,
enjoying the
"Oh,
view,
just
I think is what she says.
yeah."
That's right.
And
Yeah.
he's just like, "Yeah, I just admire your affinity for Christmas tree, decorating or whatever." And
He-
she's like,
Something about
"Cool."
her
Well,
affinity for elf culture too, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what it was. Elf culture.
She's like, "Cool, yeah, right, whatever." And like, so she starts to like, I'm gonna say ditch him, but she tries to like, go start doing something else, and he starts following her and just being like, "Well, well." why aren't you happy? And she's like, please leave me alone. And he's just like, well, maybe you should sing about it. And she's just like, stop, please.
Yeah, she's
Does
like, I don't sing, especially in front of other people.
that's right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then he, shows her that singing out loud is just the same as singing by yourself, and starts singing in the
Yep.
store. And then, hey, no singing in the North Pole.
Yeah, no singing in the North
Yeah,
Pole.
there is.
Yes,
No,
there is.
No, there
there's
isn't.
not. Yeah,
He's
that
like, yeah,
was
it's the
good.
North Pole. It's like the North Pole. There ain't no snow. Yeah.
So after this, is this the first night? Is this the first night Buddy is at the store and like redecorates it? Is this that night? Or does he spend the first night?
Yeah.
He like is found in the shopping window at one point. His dad like sees him and he's like, Dad, Dad, Dad. Like through the
That's
window.
that next morning,
Yeah,
I thought.
yeah.
So, but
this
that's
first
after-
morning,
That's
he
after he
mentioned-
redecorated the store or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
'cause-
redecorated it, and then he goes into the ladies' bathroom because he hears her singing.
That's right.
They start singing. They start duetting. "Baby, It's Cold Outside." Which
I hate that fucking song, dude.
do you really like? I don't
that's
think it's
crazy,
terrible,
dude. That's a
but it's-
Christmas classic.
I was gonna say it's like canceled
No.
now. I don't even know if they can even play it on TV because I think it's
It's
like
super
pretty
rapey.
now.
It's
Well,
not.
what?
It's
I
not
don't
rapey,
think so,
dude.
It's
I don't
so
think
rapey.
so.
Yeah,
Nah,
very rapey.
No, it's not. It's playful.
I don't
She
and
is
think
it's-
trying to leave, and he's like, "Nope, let me spit my game at you."
no, come on. He's not trying to riz her up through a
Oh, yeah, he is.
snowstorm. Like it's
He's
just
trying to
come on.
riz her for sure.
Yeah,
I'll meet in the middle.
but it's
He's
not
definitely
like-
trying to put the moves on her.
I would
But
check
it's
with
not-
the
Rooming her.
I don't
Tokyo.
think it's rapey at all. I don't think he's
Is-
saying if you don't stay, I'm gonna make you stay. He's like,
Yeah.
Oh,
come
that's
on.
what he's saying. Yeah.
No, he's not.
She's
Oh,
like,
yep.
"What about this
I
excuse?"
don't-
And he's
uh,
like, "Fuck." She's like, "My dad will be waiting." He's like, "Fuck your dad." And he's like, "Well, my mother will be there too." And he's like, "Well, like, baby, it's cold outside. You're gonna stay. Just one more drink." And she's like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Half a cup more." No, dude, she wants to go. You need to take the message. You failed. Okay. Now you have
I-
to spike her drink, and some bad stuff's gonna happen.
I think if you're reaching, you could come to that conclusion, but I think that they like each other and he wants her to stay.
No.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
think-
want her to go. I don't think it's like you're my prisoner. You
Yeah,
know, it's
she's
nothing
wanting
like
to go.
that. It's nah.
She
Do you
gives
think
every
that's what they were
excuse in the
thinking
book.
when they made it back in the day? They were just like, everybody, this is what it's about. I don't care what you think. We're gonna revolutionize Christmas music with this. No, I don't think that was their plan. So
Yeah, hey, you wrote a really good song there. Yes, I'm really
Yeah.
into I'm really into rape, No, I don't think so.
yeah, or
Yeah,
grooming
no,
or whatever the
it's-
hell they were saying. Yeah.
Super creepy.
And first off, if that's gonna be the case, you can't. The year this song got canceled, which was like 4 or 5 years ago, whenever it was, when this song got canceled, WAP was Song of the Year. So I
Yeah,
don't want to hear
thank you.
anything
Thank you,
about
Derek.
how this Christmas song is like, oh, it's so bad.
What was song
Like,
of the year?
WAP? Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, that.
By Cardi B?
Okay, I get
no.
what you're saying. Yeah,
You're
yeah,
telling
yeah.
me that song is Song
That's
of the Year?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay, but
I'm not.
Get-
I'm
get
not
outta here.
justifying
Baby.
WAP.
Baby, it's cold outside. Yeah.
maybe it's cold outside.
Thank
The
you,
song's been
Derek.
around
Rapey.
since the fucking 50s. Yeah, no thanks.
I'm
Look,
glad you're with
it's-
me on this, Derek.
No,
yeah, dude,
super-
I've always had a hang up on that. Like, I never understood why people like hate it. You know,
I've,
Yeah.
I've always had a hang up on it. I don't get how you guys
Oh,
don't
man.
listen to that and be like, "This guy is a fucking predator." Like
well,
he is going to.
like, what do you think Santa Baby's about
predatorize.
then? You're not mad about Santa Baby? That sounds like that's pretty much an affair. So, like,
Yeah.
that's not kosher either.
Explain
Like,
that,
give me-
Chris.
give me a
okay,
break.
okay, or I will. The first version of wait, which one did you say? Santa Baby?
Santa baby.
Santa Baby, yeah.
Fill my stocking with a duplex and checks or whatever. That's the one, right?
I guess so.
So the first version of it sounds like okay, like you kind of sound like you're a gold digger. I think the second version is Madonna's, which is pretty popular. She straight up sounds kind of like skanky. She straight up just like
That's Madonna. And the
She's like,
sure she
I'm
did
gonna-
during the 80s. And, yeah.
she's like, I'm gonna ride Santa like he's the sleigh. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. And, like, she's riding such a high point now, anyways.
yeah, she just sounds like she's ready to put out. She sounds like a hooker. But the first version's like, whatever. That's not the point. There's not a guy duetting with her, being like, "Hey, I know you want to leave, but I'm telling you, you're gonna stay. Like, drink what's in
Nah.
your cup. You never know. Like,
You're reaching.
you know, It's
Nah,
up to your
don't buy
knees
it.
out there. Whatever. Like, dumb. Not the point. Whatever. Her and Will Ferrell could have duetted any other fucking Christmas song in this bathroom, but they decided to sing this one for whatever dumb reason.
She
It
decided. She
is.
was the one singing
Yeah,
it.
she was singing it. He's the one that
He
chimed in.
joined in.
He was singing with her though. Like he knew the
He
words.
joined in. She picked the
He
song.
knew the words.
She picked the song.
Yeah, come on.
She catches him right because he sings that finale note. Still creepy. So
Yeah.
he runs out of the. Doesn't he run out of the shower? Where does he go from there? Like what happens after
Well,
the scene?
into the lockers first, and then he gets out.
That's right. Yeah.
And then she catches him outside later at the the register, and that's when she's
she's
like
shearing
messing
the
with
ribbon, right?
Yeah, she's messing
Yeah.
with the ribbon, and she's like, well, what were you doing in the bathroom this morning? And he was like, oh, I was doing all this, and she's like, you did all this, and he's like, yeah, and she's like, they're actually kind of pissed about it.
Yeah, they're
Which
pissed
they're gonna
about it.
actually see. Because that
Yeah.
sounds like a corporate standpoint, being like, "Who did this and why do we got to pay him?" You know, that'd be like their
Yeah,
problem.
right.
Like,
Little
look at all this
coup there.
overtime of all this Christmas junk. Yeah, they'd be so mad about it. But
Look at all this decorations we had to store use so that we could have them on
Yeah.
display. This is our inventory, guys. Yeah, for real.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
and that's
probably
when he's-
ripped open a bunch of packs of Legos just to build that Empire
No
State Building.
shit, dude.
oh, dude, yeah, that
And those
and
light bright pieces.
the light bright
Yeah.
pieces. How many pieces of paper he had to trim to make all those snowflakes and shit, dude? Like, it would just look like a freaking confetti party all over the place. Like, what do he
For
do with
sure.
all of it? But that's
Good point,
also
Kurt.
where the manager rolls up and he's like, I think we have a professional in the house. And he's like getting real
Yeah.
serious about corporate, like watching them. But this is where Buddy this is where Buddy gets fired from a job he's not even employed at.
Yeah.
And he sees Santa and he follows Santa, and then it's not until he gets real close to Santa. Yeah. His affinity with Santa is insane. And then he sees a fake Santa and he like pretty much throws down with the dude because he's like, sitting on a throne of lies or whatever. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. That
Yeah.
that kind of strike me as like the Krampus thing where the kid is like brawling during that like pageant or whatever, like at that mall.
yeah.
Like Buddy and Santa are just like throwing down here in front of all these kids, you know what I mean? That like, they're gonna have to explain their way out of. Yeah, that was super funny.
Oh, I
Is
I
this
like
where
when he asked
he-
him like, if you're Santa, what song did you sing me on my birthday? Happy
That's right.
birthday.
Yeah, he's like, damn it. Oh. Yeah, that
Not
was
knowing that's
good.
what everybody sings on birthdays. Yeah.
Is this where he ends up laying in that so after when does James Caan come back into the picture here?
So James sees him in the window, and then that's when he goes back inside and talks to Zoe Deschanel about like him, making it look like Christmas. He has this fight with Santa. He goes to jail because
That's right.
they said they like call the cops on him. He goes to jail, and then his one phone call is to his dad, who
That's
then
right.
goes
I
and
forgot
picks
about
him
that.
up.
See, I think I had to get up and let the dogs in or something. So I was kind of like, it's like, what? I don't remember how this happened here. And of course, no one in my family could explain it to me. So that's right. I do remember that now. Yeah, he went to jail. And
And this
the-
is where he takes Buddy the elf home.
Well, he takes him
Okay.
to the doctor.
Well, it takes him to the doctor first. He had to get a blood test to make sure that he is who he says he is, because he's not. James Caan is like kind of apprehensive and kind of like he's not even sold on the whole idea of him being his son. He's just like
he's
I
only
don't know if he's
really
not accepting it or
he's entertaining the idea because he knew Susan Wells' name.
Mhm.
Like
yeah.
if he had shown up and was like, "You're my dad," and like didn't mention Susan Wells, he'd have been like, "Fuck off." But like I think the Susan Wells thing, he was like, "Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
maybe this has some credence." Oh, and you guys shown the picture, or is that later?
He has the picture.
He has a picture.
Oh, he has a
shows
copy of
to
it
him.
too. That's
Yeah,
right.
he has it in his yearbook.
I thought it was kind of a weird yearbook picture, but whatever. And
Yeah, dude looks more like Marlon Brando than a younger version of himself. But yeah.
he that's right. So they're at the doctor's. John Favreau, the director, is the doctor, right?
Right.
He's like, "It's a boy." He's like, "Yeah, he's your son." He's like, "Oh man, what do I do?" He's like, "Dude, take him home
Take him home.
to meet your kid and his stepmom." I think he calls him his stepmom instead of like your wife, which I was like, that's weird. But he's like,
No, I
"Take him
think
home to meet."
he calls her by name, I think.
Did he?
Yeah, he calls her by name. I
He
think he
knows
calls
because
them
they
both
know
by
each other.
name.
I guess that's his doctor.
The
He must
family
be a
doctor,
family
yeah.
doctor or something.
What wild
He's like,
advice! Oh, just bring him home.
I
dude,
kind of
a
was like,
I don't even know a psychologist would give that kind of advice. They'd be like, "No, how about we slowly ease this in?" You know,
How about
like
we commit him to an institution? Let
for
them
real.
check him
Yeah.
out.
something.
He thinks he's
Yeah.
an elf. Oh, yeah, just take him home to see your family.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the wife is just so Mary Steenburgen, who is great in this, and who reteamed with Will Ferrell for Step Brothers.
Step Brothers.
She is just so like, oh my god, this is so exciting. We'll get through this. Like, can't wait
Yeah.
to meet him. We're gonna help him cure whatever kind of mental state he's in here. And he's like, yeah, I don't know that he can really be. I don't know that he can be cured. And he is
How?
he. They get home and he's in the house already, right? Is that what happens?
Yes, because he's got it all decorated. How would your wife react if some guy just showed up claiming to be your kid from many years ago from a different woman?
Well, this goes this goes one of two situations. One, she can't be mad. Well, no, I don't think they can be mad because you weren't with. It's not like you had an affair, right?
Right.
And a kid shows up and you're like, hey, wait a minute, this timeline doesn't add up. We were together. So that's a whole nother story. But if something like that, while I don't know that I mean, I guess mad is probably where a lot of people would go to. I don't know that you can really justify that if you truly didn't know. I mean, shit happens like this in life all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I think it
Well, I think
depends
it
on the
helps.
person.
It
Yeah.
helps that the other woman is dead too. I think.
wow, Tyler, that's dark.
Well, I'm saying it helps her realize that he's not going to rekindle.
That he doesn't have a mom, I guess.
It helps
doesn't
that
have a
she's
mother.
fucking dead.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
Wow.
glad she's dead,
Yeah.
dude.
yeah. So she can't even contest it, man.
I mean, either way you slice it, it was gonna be
No.
the way for Buddy, but yeah.
You're right. And I don't know. I'm sure he's talked about his like past relationships and stuff. So I'm sure it seems like this girl was maybe first love or something. She held a special place in his heart. So I mean, she's very understanding, and I will give Mary Steenburgen all the credit in the world for being that understanding. But again, the chick is dead. Buddy literally spent time in the North Pole. It's not like
She's
I don't know.
she's not only understanding, but she's like gung ho for it. She's excited
accepting.
for it
She's
herself.
excited.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's like, you need to do this. It'd be great. You know, like she's super for it. And obviously, you know, James Caan is kind of like on the fence, not really knowing, not sure how he should feel about it all together in general. But the dude also is just kind of cold to his own kid. Well, I mean, I guess they're both his own kids, but
Beat me to
you know,
it here. Yeah.
his youngest kid, he's already cold to, the one that lives there with him. So then, like, as soon as you know, Buddy gets to the house there, the apartment, he pretty much just like, yeah, okay, and just like kind of like, you know, leaves him to his own self. Like, doesn't hang around him, doesn't see him, goes to work the next day, doesn't like tries to interact with him as least as possible. Like, he just doesn't want to accept the fact, or doesn't want to, I guess, come to terms with Buddy. But
You bring up a good point. If anything, I think finding out about Buddy as the wife and mother, I would have been like, man, you got to work on your relationship with the one that lives here, right? Like, I can see
Oh,
it,
yeah.
he can see it. Like, you're very work oriented, and like we think what you provide, but you got to work on that relationship before now. We got to introduce a brand new person into the threshold, and then form a relationship with him. And not only that, he's also kind of cuckoo right now, thinking he's an elf and like whatever. Um, that's a good point you brought up, because like as the young kid not getting any love, he definitely could have been like holding some kind of grudge. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I got to compete with this guy now. Like,
Right.
and
Yeah.
he's all weird, and he's putting syrup on spaghetti, and like just all sorts of. He pulled syrup out of his sleeve and like drizzled it on his dinner. Like,
like
you
it's a
know.
little bottle of whiskey or something. Yeah. Just
right.
Yeah.
I would be a
on.
little, I don't know.
How does Buddy not have diabetes yet?
Oh man, dude.
I
How's
could
he not
see maybe
dead?
like
High
elves.
metabolism, maybe.
Yeah, maybe elves have a different kind of metabolism, or they have a different diet. But he's a human, and he's been eating the 4 food groups: candy, candy canes, candy corn, and syrup his whole life. and he doesn't have diabetes yet.
He has
Maybe their
perfect
stuff
teeth.
is a little more
Yeah,
refined. Maybe it's not so processed. It's
He
raw,
has he has
raw
perfect
sugar.
they
teeth.
get the good stuff.
He has no bowel problems. Like his skin looks great. Like
Yeah,
all that stuff would wreck more than just, like your like internal health and your teeth. Like you would be feeling it all
Oh
over.
yeah, dude, it'd
hmm
be terrible. Like it'd be
Yeah.
detriment to your health. Like he'd be so sluggish. He'd be so like just
yeah, he'd be sluggish, but instead he's the opposite. He never sleeps.
yeah, he's just
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
energetic.
He get,
So
I got 40 minutes, like 40 minutes. You're bursting with energy.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
dude.
I could
Even
sleep for
later on,
40
he's
days
like
and not have that much energy.
What kind of
even later on,
candy
he's
is
like
that?
screaming for his dad, being like, "I don't have any. Yeah, I can't go to sleep. I can't go to sleep." And then tries to have like a tickle fight with him. It's just like that dude's just up
Tickle
raring to
fight.
go. Like got up early, decorated the house, decorated the mall, like or whatever. Like so, this dude is just chock full of it.
It's like
Uh,
special candy they give to the elves with like amphetamines in it, so they can make toys all day.
For
yeah,
real. Yeah.
they got
That's how
these
they
little
can get
dudes.
1,000 etch a sketches done in one day. They're
Which is
on
okay.
crank, you
So
know.
if he's able to do all this grandiose stuff of like, look, I decorated this whole department store with just paper and like some lights and some things here and there, but he can't make an etch a sketch. He can't make 1,000 etch a sketch with all that energy that he has, where he can just
Right.
work through the night while all the other elves are sleeping.
It's a good point. Yeah. Like, again, so like, why wouldn't you just put him on something he could do more productive? Like, build rocking chairs or like, whatever. Yeah, that is kind of weird. I didn't think about that. Um, yeah, the tickle fight that night is pretty funny because he's like, Dad, and he's like, yeah, what? And I tickle fight. I thought that was pretty funny. Uh,
I heard James Caan was getting very frustrated with Will Ferrell during the filming of this for like
yeah,
Yeah,
reasons of like him being too silly and like the tickle fight scene, and
yeah.
well,
I
didn't
guess after
he?
the first few takes, I guess he was like, "We're done, right? We don't need any more. Like,
we got it
Right.
right.
yeah, we don't need to do any more." And it's just like, "No, sorry, James, got to go back in."
Yeah, sorry. Uh, yeah, I think Will Ferrell told him during filming, like James Caan would tell him, like, I don't get you. Like, I don't think you're funny. I think you're overdoing it. I don't really get this. And then it wasn't until like after the premiere or whatever when he saw it, and then I guess he was like, all right, yeah, that was pretty good. I'll give you that. Like, you knew what you were doing. And which I think Will Ferrell even acknowledged, like, that's a huge honor. You know what I mean? Like, because to think you're with, I think James Caan, we could say is legendary for more or less.
At that,
He's got a
yeah, for him,
right,
yeah, he has
got some
legendary
tenure in
status.
Hollywood. So
hmm
imagine filming this movie. You're up and coming, and you're constantly getting told like, "I don't like you. You're not funny," and you just kind of have to like, okay, thanks, and then but finally to reap that reward. I don't know. 9 months later, when this movie premieres, and
Yeah,
then to be told like, oh, okay, wasn't that bad. And that makes the entire filming this movie, you know,
right.
that much better now when I look back. Like that'd be kind of wild, I think.
It would be tough to have like a veteran actor tell you that you're doing a bad job. It's like, well, I have to be silly. That's my whole.
Yeah,
That's my
right.
whole reason I'm in this movie is because I'm silly.
Yeah, like the director
They
told me
picked
go
me because
big.
I'm silly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He keeps
To
I'm
be
just doing what the director said. He said go bigger, so I'm trying,
to
But
be fair, I think James Caan is kind of the one actor I think who stands out the most in the movie where you're like, you're kind of the oddball man. Like you're kind of the odd guy that's like kind of in this movie. It's like it's not that he doesn't fit because he fits okay, but like he doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't fit snugly. It just they could have had
100%.
somebody else do it. Yeah.
for
I
sure.
agree with you. Yeah, he does stand out pretty hard compared to the rest of the cast. Everyone else is pretty lighthearted and happy, and
Yeah. He's just you know
which really
James
works for
Caan.
the movie. But
Yeah, it works great for the movie because it
For sure.
just kind of, buys into his character. But
Yeah, he does seem like the one where like maybe filming they would be like, "Well, let's try this or let's maybe do something different." And he'd be the one that's like, no, I did what the script says. I did several takes. Let's move on or whatever. And then like
Mhm.
the rest of the cast would be like, "Oh yeah, let's try these new ideas or let's throw something at the wall here and see if it sticks or whatever." You're absolutely right about him sticking out. And I don't know that I've seen too many James Caan movies. He's in Misery, right? He's the author.
Mhm.
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Misery. I've seen this. Obviously, I've seen.
Seen him in a full few things. This,
I think he's in an Adam
obviously
Sandler movie. That's my
Godfather.
boy.
If
He's
he's
in
in that,
Godfather, right?
yeah, he's in Godfather. Yeah, the first
That's
one.
right. Yeah.
Uh, he's also in another Christmas movie. It's kind of a Christmas horror movie. It's kind of a stretch, but it's a movie called Santa's Sleigh, and it has Bill Goldberg as like this murderous Santa,
Oh
but
yeah.
he like kills like I think it's James Caan, uh, Chris Kattan, and some famous actress you would know from the '90s. The one from The Nanny.
Oh, Fran Drescher.
Fran Drescher.
Yeah, she's in it. Yeah, and he just like wipes all of them out or whatever. But like, yeah, he shows up in another Christmas movie, but I can't mention. I can't think of anything else I've really seen him in that I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, James Caan, like
Mhm.
so.
Yeah.
But
Um,
definitely a legendary actor to boot
for sure.
for sure.
Yeah. He. I think so. Before Will Ferrell goes to work with them, at some point he bonds with the kid. Right? They're running around and they have the snowball fight.
The
I
snowball
don't
fight.
remember how does that. I don't remember how that gets started. I just know
He
that one
meets in
point
that
Will Ferrell's
school.
like, "He's the best dad ever," and the kid's like, "Puh, he's like the worst dad ever."
He waits for him for 5 hours outside school, waiting for him to get off.
Yeah,
And then he
he gets
starts to
relief.
walk him home, and then the kids ambush him, and then he builds a bunch of snowballs in like 5 seconds flat and starts
Crazy,
freaking
dude.
launching them at him. That's a great scene.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
You know, you get the kid running away at the end, and he does like the little calculated shot and gets the long shot.
He does like the dive shot where he dodges one midair while he like
Yeah.
bullets one at another kid. So it's a great scene.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like a machine gun, dude. That is awesome. Like,
Well, up in
Yeah.
the North Pole, all you're doing is, snowball fighting it up with a bunch of L's. You become a pro at some point.
Exactly.
even the kid or the brother's like, whoa, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he
they
fights off
start
those
they
bullies.
start hanging out. Yeah.
Then they
They're
go
running
and
around. They're running around
jumping
the
on the
store.
mattresses, and
Yeah.
then he talks to him about Jovi, and that's when the kid gives him the advice to ask her to go eat food.
That's right. Real food, not candy.
You know, the code.
Yeah.
The
The
code.
code,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah. Which Will Ferrell does. He does ask her on a date, right? Like he
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
asks her
asks
to go
her-
out or whatever. Because he
and at
has to
first-
get back into the store he got kicked out of, right?
Right.
Yeah, you think he
that-
just
is that
walks
how-
in. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
she's
'cause
like,
he's-
"Oh, they gave you your John back," and he's like, "No, but I got a nice restraining order out of it or some shit."
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And then she's
Because
like,
the-
"Oh,
get out of
then-
here.
Yeah.
The store guy is playing Santa now, right?
Yeah.
The guy with the wanted
Yeah,
tag, because
no
he like
beard
sees
either,
him
by
and
the
he
way.
like eyeballs him from across across the
He's
room.
playing
Oh,
Santa,
oh.
but he's got the beard
Oh.
down and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
That's
like
funny.
looking at him. Yeah. And then
Oh,
he
dude.
he thinks he gets turned down at first because she's like, "Oh, well," she's like, "Well, I got to work until whatever," and he's like, "Oh, okay, well, that's fine." And then she's like, "But I'm off on Thursdays," and he's like, "Score." So he gets ready for his date, and then they kind of go do some, first date stuff to go get coffee. He kind of like blindfolds her and like has her taste it, and she's like, "Oh, it kind of tastes like crappy coffee," and he's like, "No, it's the world's best coffee."
World's best cup of coffee.
Yeah,
And
she takes
so-
off the blindfold and she's like, "It is a crappy cup of coffee."
It is a crappy cup of coffee. So they kind of they go Christmas tree, like not shopping, but like looking.
Gazing.
Yeah, window shopping,
Yeah.
Christmas trees, and that's when she takes him to the big one.
Yeah.
the Rockefeller one.
Right.
Yeah, I think
I
You're right.
get why she's kind of charmed by him on this date. You know, he's got a lot of confidence. Like, she's like, "What should we do?" And he's just like, "I got some ideas," and then just walks off. Like, he's got
Yeah,
insane amount of confidence, and then he takes her. I think a girl maybe even think that coffee bit was kind of funny, where he takes her to the world's best coffee.
right.
Uh,
yeah.
he's just innocent, and she likes seeing the world through his eyes. But before this date, I was wondering why she would even give him a chance. He's so weird. He like follows her into the locker room.
I think
It,
it's
you're
I think
right.
it's because he just like well, he hears her singing. And he kind of tells her afterwards. He's like, "You got the most beautiful singing voice I ever heard." And someone who's shy of singing, I think she just kind of takes that as like, oh, as like a very straight up compliment. And he just kind of gets this, I don't know, this way about himself to where she likes him, but she
I
doesn't. Yeah, she sees him for like his goofy quirkiness, but she sees him for like how loving and caring he is about like
Mhm.
just things and Christmas.
I'm not a girl, so I can't get inside their head. I do agree with you guys. I could see like, well, one, his very first impressions were kind of like off-putting, right? Like he kind of, I don't say stalkerish, but he's kind of weird. He's off-putting. He goes into the women's shower and sings a creepy song with her, and then like, so she agrees to the date, and like Tyler said, it's a lot of innocence. Like he doesn't care what people thinks. He's just out to have a good time with her, or whatever. But like, is this a guy you could have a deep conversation with? And like, does he pack a lot of substance? I think a lot of his charm would be great at first, but like, and again, I'm not a girl, so I don't know. But like, thinking long term, be like, is this guy someone that I could, especially once you find out he's an elf and literally doesn't know shit about like the human world? Like, is this a guy
Yeah.
that I could really settle down with? I don't know. Like, I'm not knocking Buddy. Again, maybe there's girls out there that's like, oh yeah, he's husband material. Absolutely. I don't know. But like to me, I was like, I don't know. This works for the movie. I don't know if this would really hold up in real life, but
I mean,
it
it's
does look
kind of
like a
a
super fun date.
it's kind of a fairy tale like type of setup, but I mean, there's
Yeah, you got
magic
to
involved, so why
suspend.
not?
Yeah,
Well,
suspend
he
disbelief on
does
that a little bit, but
he does come from money. He's got that Papa Elf money behind him.
that's true. Yeah,
Pop out, yeah.
he's like,
He's
I'm
got a
And
basically
Santa's
heirs
his
to the North Pole.
godfather,
right.
essentially. So yeah,
Yeah,
We
yeah.
we skipped over when they decide that they're going to call in Miles Finch, which is Peter Dinklage.
bring
And
him in
that's where
for
we
his
go after the
Did that already
date
happen?
is when, yes, that happened right before the date. Because
Okay.
he gets put in the mailroom and he gets drunk with the guy in the mailroom.
yeah,
I was gonna say at some point he goes to work with the dad based on the mom's suggestion, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's even got like a suit and tie. Goes to work with them. He's in James Caan's office for all of like 5 minutes. Like, and James Caan's one of those. It seems like he has to have just complete silence because Will Ferrell can't even like sip coffee or like turn pages in a book without him being like, "You're making too much noise. You got to go." Right?
yeah.
Goes to the mailroom, like Tyler said. Kind of befriends that one dude. I can't remember his name in the movie, but the guy with the long hair. Do
Yeah.
they do they get drunk? Is that it? Because they have alcohol in the coffee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
He puts
They get
syrup in the
drunk.
coffee, but it's the
That's
alcohol.
the syrup in the coffee. They get drunk. They have a good time. Will Ferrell starts fucking like Russian like dancing on like the table. Like I don't know what you call that like style of
Like a
dancing. Like I
sporting
just think of
table, yeah.
Russians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because I think James Caan gets a call. I think when he's talking to Kyle Gass, maybe, and Andy
No, he's
Richter,
on the phone.
and she's like,
He's on the
"Oh, he's
go
on the
on.
phone with Miles Finch."
Yeah,
That's
he's
right.
trying to set
Yeah,
up a meeting.
yeah.
And
That's right.
yeah,
Gets
she
a call.
interrupts on
She's
the
like, "Shit's going
intercom.
down in the
I'd
mailroom."
be so bad at her too. Like, get off the phone. I'm talking to Miles Finch, dude. This is important.
I
Get
would have
off
just
the
hung
phone.
up on her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just hung up on her.
Or like,
yeah.
well, I think she'd have to hang up. I don't because she came in. I think she'd have to hang up. I don't think you can
Oh, maybe.
kick her off the
Maybe.
call.
And then he thinks he
Either
loses
way.
Miles Finch, and then he's like, "I'll be there tomorrow."
71 agrees.
Yeah, that's right. I'll give you 5 hours tomorrow and not a minute more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he flies in Miles Finch. That's right.
Yeah,
So
then
it's
they
the
have
Because he
next
has to
day
have it by
when he
Christmas
shows
Eve,
up. Yeah. He has to have the pitch
which is
by
crazy.
Christmas Eve.
So then
Yeah,
then the date happens, and then we get Miles Finch arriving.
Yeah,
That's
because he
right.
comes in
We get
and
Miles-
during the meeting and talking about how much he's in love.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. What, yeah, he has to meet, he has to meet with Miles Finch, which I thought was hilarious. And for, like, Peter Dinklage was like, this was kind of before he started to really, like, become a household
Popped.
name too, I think.
Yeah.
And, obviously from Game of Thrones and all this different shit. And, he's there, he's got his, like, book full of, great
Ideas.
kids book pitches, which is funny. Yeah, then he comes in there, talking about how he's in love. He calls him an elf, right?
Right.
And then he's like, "Oh, he's an angry elf."
Yeah, yeah.
Gets on the
Yeah,
table,
yeah.
goes over there, fucking
He
like
tries
drop
to
kicks him. Like,
he tries to ignore him at first, which I thought was like, he's like, okay, very funny guy. We're all
yeah, for
cracking
sure.
up over here.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did try to give him an out where he's, just drop it now. We can move on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Call me an elf one more time. Yeah. He's an angry elf.
Yeah.
He's an angry
Dude, that
elf.
that
Yeah,
Gets
that's
on the
scene of
table,
him
just
running across
runs.
the table and
Yep.
then giving him the drop kick was so good.
Yeah.
dude. He
Adds a little
like
tussle.
he like takes his arm and like puts it back, and then dude like flips him over like onto the table or something like that, and then has him like a headlock or something like that. He's like, "Call me off one more time," and then I think he like tosses him aside, and he's just like, "Fuck this shit," right? Like he's like,
Yeah,
"Fuck
he
you
storms
guys,"
out.
like
He leaves.
this isn't funny.
Yeah.
And then that's when James Caan's like, "I don't care if you're my son, get the hell out of my life," and he's like, "Ah, sad face, dad."
Yeah.
And then when he goes
Yeah.
home, and he writes the letter on the Etch a Sketch, right?
Yeah, he
Right.
writes the letter on the Etch a Sketch. He takes to the streets of New York City, and it's like they just missed him because I think it's like right as soon as he leaves, that's when the younger son comes home, and he's like, buddy, where are you? And he finds the Etch a
Right.
Sketch note, and all 11 cookies jammed into the VCR.
Yeah,
But he
That's
he
right.
grabs it immediately and like goes to his dad's office, and he's like, Dad, like shakes his dad down. He's like, buddy's gone. We can't find him. Like, we don't know where he is.
Right in
that's
the
when,
middle
like-
of a pitch meeting with his boss.
Yeah, in the middle of a peach meeting with his boss. And this is the real turning point for James, because this is where he kind of like starts to understand. He's like, all right, like I got to go get my son. I got to go get buddy. And his boss is pretty much like, dude, you walk out of this office and you're done. You're donezos. You're fired. And he's just like, I got to go. I got to go get
Up
my kid.
yours.
Yep. So
Up yours, yeah.
he finally like gives into like, accepting Buddy as his kid and takes responsibility and takes his youngest son to go find him.
Yeah, I think more than accepting Buddy, he realizes that his younger son needs some attention and needs his dad to be there for him.
For sure.
So I think that was really the straw that broke the camel's back on that one.
Yeah.
I love that the kid's like saying something, and then the Khan's boss is like, "Son, you're gonna have to like wait outside or whatever." And then he's like, "Don't tell my kid what to do." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he straight up is like, "Don't tell my kid what to do." And then he's like, "Up
Yep.
yours," and the kid's like, "Yeah, up yours." And he's like, "Hey," and it kind of looks like he's gonna like like tell the kid off, or like we don't say that, but instead he just like double fist bump slam, whatever, and they're like, "Let's go get Buddy." And I was like,
Right.
"All right, man, you're cool in
Yeah.
my book." You know what I mean? Like
Right.
That's
that was
cool
a cool
again,
moment.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you walk out of here and you're fired. You're finished. Whatever. Typical corporate boss, like like trying to just like put the foot up your ass on the way out. Yeah, typical shit.
Yeah, not to be on the boss's side, but he did fly out specifically for that meeting.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, I'd be really irked too. I'd be like, well, we just went
But I
down a
think-
man.
I think if you just go like, look, I got to get out of here, family emergency. My team here, they're going to give you the presentation.
For sure.
I think
yeah,
that's
there's no
how
reason
you
why
play.
the other two
Did he-
guys couldn't have done it.
Were the other two there? Were Kyle Gass and Richter there, or was it just the secretary?
No, they were all in the room.
Yeah, they were there. They were
Were
sitting
they all in the
down.
room for that? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were
Yeah,
sitting
because I
down in
definitely
the
would have been
room.
like, "Hey, my team is gonna. I have confidence in my team. They're gonna get you through this meeting. It's gonna be fine."
think
you know what I mean.
He
Like,
probably got out while the getting was good, though. The idea they were about to
For sure.
pitch was literally stolen.
Yeah, they stole it, and it
Like, did they
mirrors
not
what
think
they
that was
going to
come back to
do
bite him in
begin
the
with.
ass?
Well, not only that, but it was going to mirror exactly what Peter Dinklage said that they shouldn't do with their tomato idea. They're like, we have a tomato, and like, nah, tomato's too vulnerable, and the rural thing's been done too
Yeah.
much. And then they're like, you know what we're gonna do? A peach. What's more
What's
vulnerable
more
than a
vulnerable
peach?
than a peach?
And on a farm, you're like, oh wow, everything he literally just said they're not gonna do. That's what they're gonna do.
Maybe he told
I
them
thought it was
that
kind
so
of funny.
like they wouldn't like compete with him when he released his Peach on the Farm book.
That's actually, yeah, that's
That's
actually a
funny.
pretty good
Because
point. Yeah.
we never got into the idea that he was actually going to pitch to them, so it
Yeah,
could have been a different story altogether.
Yeah, because Buddy cut him off with
True.
his "I'm in love" thing. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So,
But then
Yeah, you're right.
so what happens next?
that's when we get everybody looking for Buddy. Santa crashes in Central Park,
Central Park. Yeah.
Yeah,
and Buddy
this is
finds
a
him.
great scene too, dude.
This is where we get
Yeah.
our Rudolph moment of like, Buddy, I need you to help fix my sleigh tonight, kind of thing.
Need you to
You
help.
know,
Yeah.
That's right.
Buddy, with your nose so bright, will
Yeah.
you fix my sleigh tonight, kind of thing.
You got to get the Christmas cheer going so I can get my my Christmas meter or whatever going. The Klaus
Well,
meter.
at first he
The-
just wanted him to fix the engine, and
Yeah,
then
The turbo engine or whatever, yeah.
the South Park or the South Park, the Central Park, the Central Park Rangers or whatever got called in, the controversial Central Park
yeah,
Rangers.
the
So when
Central
they
Park.
show up, that's
Yeah.
when they start relying on the Christmas spirit. At first, they were just trying to fix the engine.
Okay.
On the Central Park Rangers, and Tyler, I don't know that you're like a huge Lord of the Rings fan, quite like me and maybe Derek are. I love that the shots and the way they are portrayed are like the fucking Nazgul from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like the horses are like black and just kind of intimidating. He's like when they're like breathing like the smoke coming out of their nostrils, like the hooves on the ground. I was
Yeah.
like, and like their Central Park Rangers are all shot from kind of like far away, like with like light behind them. They're stoic looking. I was like, oh my God, I love how this is supposed to be like. They're like these
It's pretty epic.
intimidating
Yeah.
horse riding guys that just very reminiscent of Lord of the Rings. And I think Derek, because was that New Line Cinema?
Yeah.
Was it
New
Lord of the
Line
Rings?
both did 'em, yeah.
Yeah. So like I was like, dude, I love that they were borrowing like not only like camera tricks with the forced perspective, but like iconic, shots and like different stuff. I was like, this is great. This is hilarious because it works. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, those Central Park Rangers look fucking scary. And it's just dudes on horseback,
Yeah.
And
Everything
Four
in
of
this
them.
movie works. It was so intentional, and like every
They did a good
piece
job.
of this movie is perfect. I think almost perfect.
For sure.
Uh,
And so like Papa Elf, in the beginning of the movie, when Papa Elf is like, buddy, there's there's some time you start learning elf trades, right? He's like, I'm gonna have you help me with the sleigh. That was when he's like, I put on this turbo engine thing because the Christmas spirit is down and we got to give Santa a boost, to help the sleigh fly. And so that kind of comes full circle here at this moment when he's like, buddy, I need you to fix the sleigh. And Buddy's like, okay, I can do it. Even though I don't know that he ever actually got like hands-on experience with Papa Elf, but he's like, I got this shit. Like,
so one thing that always confuses me with some Christmas movies, you get it in like Tim Allen's Santa Claus. You get it in like Miracle on 34th Street. Is like Santa is real, but in these movies, the parents don't believe in Santa. Who do they think is putting the presents under the tree? If Santa
There's
is
even a line
real,
about that, right?
everyone should believe in him.
Well-
because, yeah, what do they think? The parents are doing it? They won't have time for all
Yeah.
that. There is a line about it, but it doesn't explain like what do the parents actually think.
Yeah, it's like a
then-
throwaway line.
Because then we're coming up on people getting an actual sighting of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So if Santa is able to be seen, that means people must have seen him before. Also, the presents are showing up. Why wouldn't everybody believe? Christmas spirit shouldn't be an issue in these movies, in these universes.
Yeah, for real. It's unfortunately one of the biggest, like, I'll say plot hole, like, for a majority of Christmas movies. Santa Claus, Christmas Chronicles, this, Like all these huge movies, it's just like there's clearly like Christmas magic going on, or so to speak. Like,
Right.
yeah, like how the fuck do you think these presents are getting under there? And they do good to never have a parent say anything about this in these movies. And Will Ferrell's line, I think, in this movie where he's like what you said, Tyler, he's like, what do they think? The parents just put the presents there? Like, you can tell that's like aimed at like the parents to like,
Right.
like,
That's
hey,
making fun
and
of
still that
exactly what I'm talking about here, but then this movie
exactly.
still does it anyway. Which is like,
Yep.
okay, I get, kind of almost breaking the fourth wall. You're like, it's a
Well,
little meta. Like, we understand that it's like, obviously,
and even adding to it, uh, okay, so like to get the Christmas spirit back up, whatever, because they're getting chased by the Central Park Rangers. Zoe Deschanel starts leading a little Christmas carol. Santa Claus is coming to town with a bunch of New Yorkers or whatever. All it takes is like apparently just some people in New York to believe to get, because this isn't
yeah.
being. I mean, I guess people on the news could see it around the world or whatever, or like, but like it's really just New York, and then the dad joining in singing at the very end to really like get the sleigh going. And I was like, so you really don't even need the world to believe. You really just need like a large
Central Park.
populace.
Yeah, Manhattan a little bit. That's about it. Get you going.
I have that in my note. Is Christmas spirit a proximity thing? Like, is it the sleigh just needs you to believe around the sleigh? You know what I mean?
Right. Like as soon as he leaves New York and gets over into like Pennsylvania, if the Pennsylvania people don't really believe, is it like, oh shit, we're going down?
That's my
or
question.
yeah, I was
Does
kind
he
of
have to
like,
land and then fix the engine so he can finish the rest of his route?
right. Yeah, the spirit-o-meter or clause-o-meter or belief-o-meter or whatever it's called or whatever, I thought was like, okay, I'll go with it. The movie's done right so far. I'm gonna go with it, but I don't know that I fully see the logistics of it here. You know what I mean?
Well, I will say during this scene where it's like cut into all the different New Yorkers singing, I'm sitting next to my daughter, we're watching the movie, and she starts singing along. And I was like, well, shit. Maybe the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing aloud for all to hear, because it literally got her right next to me,
I'm a pretty like seeing is believing kind of guy. So like, and not that I don't have the Christmas spirit, you know what I mean? But like, you know, truth about Santa is not hard to figure out. But if I'm there and I see that, I'd be like, call me a believer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
guess I'm going to do this. And so, but
Like honestly, if I was to experience something like this, it would make me more of a believer than if I had like a Ebenezer Scrooge like night, where they're like tormenting me. I would be like, nah, that was just the bad trip, dude. That's all that was.
that was just a bad trip.
I ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
But like if I'm out there with everybody else and we all experience it, I'm like, bro, that was real.
Yeah,
That was
literally
totally real,
flies
you know what I
right over James Caan's
For
head,
real.
Yeah, dude. Like, no, if I see reindeer sleigh and shit, no, it's legit.
And it's like the second he starts singing too, like he says like two words or whatever, and then the sleigh just comes up behind him. Like, what if that didn't get airborne? That would have just took out the whole crowd. Like,
if he muffled it, just thunk and hit him in the back of
Right.
the head. Just
He took a second to clear his throat. He's just dead.
yeah.
for real. And yeah, so after that, I think it just kind of like I think it ends pretty fast, right? I think we go right into
Santa finishes his rounds. Yeah.
Papa Elf continues narrating the end of the movie. He talks about Buddy and Jovi. They have a baby and they come and visit him. And he's like, come here, come to Papa. And I love that Will Ferrell with the baby sits on his lap and he's like, Buddy. So I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good ending.
And that's the end, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the end.
Yeah, that's it. Credits roll, storybook credits.
Seems
you
like
get a little more stop motion.
Seems like the dad has I don't want to say changed his ways, but he's more of a believer. It seems like he's
He's on the right
gonna
path.
do well with his kid, both of them. Yeah, it's like it was a nice bow on top. I thought that was
You
Yeah, I
get a
think he
little
gets his
clip of
own-
like them unwrapping presents on Christmas.
Yes.
Like
They
she
have
gets
their
like
family
he gets
Christmas
like
together.
a thing of syrup or something. I
I
think.
Yeah, get a
Dude,
gallon
yeah, like
size
a
of syrup.
gallon
Yeah.
of syrup. I think you find
Uh,
out Walter and Buddy opened up their own uh book.
Yes.
Book.
Right.
publishing
Yeah, there we
house.
go.
Yeah, they open up their own publishing house, and then is it Buddy that writes the book?
I think
Elf,
so.
is he the writer? Or
I mean, I guess.
and
That's
then
I think that's what it
Okay.
implies.
yeah, he
It's
was he
written
was
in
the
first
he was
person, right? Because he's like
yeah, and then
reading the
that's when
story, and
he
he's like, and then I went through the Lincoln
Yeah,
Tunnel.
you're right. Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
went through the Lincoln Tunnel.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool.
I tried to look at the
So
storybook to see the author. I think it said Buddy, but
okay,
You're probably right. Um,
Yeah.
I know we talked about. I think on one of the episodes we talked about like who are like movie Santa kind of preferences or whatever. Tim Allen and different stuff like that. Do you guys like Ed Asner as Santa? Like I thought he played like a.
yeah,
I
he's
thought he
not
played
bad.
like a more realistic looking version of Santa. Like he's naturally older, right? Like has like the wrinkles and kind of a weathered look where like Tim Allen and all them have to.
Not all
Yeah, and
makeup.
they're kind
Yeah,
of like pretty Santas, like very combed beards, like very slick hair.
yeah,
This guy is more of like what you would really look like, and I thought that was really cool. Like,
yeah. For what we got him, he didn't do bad. I thought he did great.
yeah. I agree with what you were saying, Chris. I think the realistic nature of it, like he wasn't like mall Santa. He was like Santa.
right?
Santa.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, that was good.
That's a good way to put it.
yeah,
Mall
I
Santa,
like him a lot,
fake Santa.
and he's cool. I was telling my kids he's the voice of I think the guy's name is Carl in the movie Up, right? The old man in the house with the
Oh,
balloons. So my
right.
my kids love that movie, so they were like, "Oh man!" So I thought that was cool. And I think that was just This was a couple years before Up, so but I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Um, final thoughts on this movie, guys. I think Derek, let me hear your final thoughts because I know you. I wanted. What are yours?
Overall, man, like we talked, I think it does a Christmas justice. It does what it's supposed to do. Gives you all the heart and all the joy and love of Christmas that comes with it. It gives you the funny bits. Even if it is Will Ferrell and it's a little more kiddish and whatever that case may be. I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it way more than I did when I first saw it 20 years ago, and I'm happy to say that I enjoyed it a little bit more than I did back then because, you know, this was not a good time to enjoy it back then, with everybody loving it as much as they did. But fresh eyes, so much later in life and everything else. Yeah, it's good, man. I enjoyed it.
So was this literally your second time seeing it since the first time? Oh
Yes.
wow, man. Okay.
I can tell you exactly where I was when I saw it the first time, and like how much I was just like crawling in my own skin, which is funny because we mentioned Old School. I'm pretty sure we watched Old School and Elf like the same
Back to back.
weekend at my cousin's house. So, and I don't know, man. Like, it was just a really, really rough watch back in the day, but it holds up. It holds up. I will say
For
that.
sure.
So,
Tyler, what about you, man?
Are we going ratings here, or am I just
Oh,
gonna give you my final thoughts?
yeah, no, we can do
oh, I
ratings.
guess I did do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so before Tyler goes, Derek, rating. What do you got?
I would give it 3 stars. 3
Okay.
stars for sure.
3 stars. Not bad.
That's more than I thought you were gonna give it.
I thought I was gonna give it way less going into it, and then watching it, I was like,
Uh,
I'll give it for sanity's sake. but-
talking about it, it seemed like you like enjoyed the movie at least. So I mean, yeah, three
Yeah.
stars is about average for what I expected. What about you, Tyler?
I'm gonna go, I think 4.5 stars. I really, really enjoy this movie. It's probably, if not a yearly watch, most years we end up watching it. I didn't like it as much as I like Home Alone, but I think as far as being like a family Christmas movie, it hits all the right notes. It's got a lot of heart. It's really funny. I love Will Ferrell. Yeah, 4.5.
Nice.
I think I'm going to put myself between you guys here. I think I'm going to give it a 4. It does come with a lot of heart, a lot of charm. It gives all the Christmas warm, fuzzy feelings. and all the Christmas themes that you come to know and love in these movies. The acting was top notch. If you're not a Will Ferrell fan, this is not for you. You know, he's yeah, yeah. I'm not knocking it, but he's every bit of Will Ferrell in this as he is in all the movies you hear everyone else talk about Will Ferrell being in, right? Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, all that stuff. Um,
Anchorman.
yeah, right, exactly. So if you're not a Will Ferrell fan, this is not for you. But this is a great family film. Like we said, there's not a lot of like moments where you might need to like earmuff your kids or get them out of the room or explain some stuff. It's pretty par of the course, which is awesome. And John Favreau, I think, knocked it out of the park as a director. I think the musical score was great. I can't remember who did the music for this one, but the soundtrack is good.
The score sounded the theme reminded me a lot of Polar
Yeah,
Express's like theme. It almost was the exact
I
same.
want to say the music was John Debney or something like that,
I think
something like
so. I
that.
think
Yeah,
you're right.
the soundtrack was great. Even like it's got a bunch of the Christmas songs that you know and love in this movie. Um, this was on HBO Max, I believe. Is that how did you
I
guys
think
watch
it's on Max and I watched it on Max, but I think it's on Max and
it? Okay,
Hulu
I watched it on Max as
or
well. So,
Disney.
Tyler, do you own it?
I don't have Max anymore, so I just bought
Oh,
it.
okay, all right. So it is available.
We watch it so much that I was like, might as well just have
I
it.
think we owned it at one point, and now for some reason we don't. But it is on Max. It is
Well,
available.
yeah, I bought it on Amazon, so
Cool.
Nice.
it was pretty cheap for like the ultra high definition. It was like $6 or $8.
That's not
something like
bad.
that.
Not bad at all.
Well,
Pretty
20 years
affordable.
old, I'd hope so.
Well, you never know, honestly. Some
So
stuff,
they can surprise
especially
you on
around
that for
Christmas
sure.
time, I could expect it to be like $20.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
But this was great. I recommend all viewers and listeners to check this out. This is a perfect one to really put you in that Christmas spirit, I think, that we've talked about. And this completes our 4-week journey to that big day. Christmas is on us. We started out with Krampus, then we went to Home Alone. We covered The Grinch. We've got um, Elf right here, right? It's been a great month. I've had a lot of holiday spirit. Watched a lot of presents get delivered. Watched a lot of different movie Santas, right? And it was a lot of fun. This was great. We hope you guys have a happy holiday. Check us out on Instagram. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Spread the word. And we can't wait to see you guys again